She smirked. "Do you honestly think you can change my mind about the divorce?" "At mediation," I said, "already did." When she saw I'd agreed to everything and added team, "She gets the debt too," her mind changed quickly. I, 36 male, just got back from what was supposed to be our final divorce mediation. My hands are still shaking from adrenaline, but not from anger. More like vindication? Relief? Hard to describe. Vanessa, 34, and I have been married for 8 years, together for 10. The last 2 years have been hell. She checked out emotionally, started spending like crazy, and basically treated me like an ATM while she found herself. Then 3 months ago, she drops the D word, says she's outgrown me and needs to explore her potential. Translation, she met someone new at her yoga retreat. Blake. Some trust fund kid who talks about chakras and drives a Tesla his daddy bought him. Fine, whatever. I was done being treated like furniture anyway. The problem? Vanessa wanted the divorce on her terms. She wanted the house that I'd been paying the mortgage on alone for 3 years. She wanted alimony, despite working a cushy marketing job making $75K. She wanted me to keep paying for her car. And here's the kicker. She wanted a clean financial break, where we each walk away with our own debts. Sounds fair, right? Except Vanessa doesn't know that I know about the credit cards. 5 of them. All maxed out. About $62K in total debt. See, we've always kept separate finances, her idea. But those cards? They're in both our names. I'm an authorized user on all of them. She opened them using my excellent credit score, telling me they were for emergencies. I trusted her. Never checked the statements because she said she was handling it. Found out about them 2 weeks ago when I pulled my credit report to prepare for apartment hunting. Nearly had a heart attack. $62,000. Designer bags, expensive retreats, that stupid 8K mountain bike she used twice. All on credit I'm technically responsible for. So today at mediation, I played my cards perfectly. Her lawyer, Mr. Fitzgerald, some slick dude in a $1,000 suit, kept pushing their demands. The house, alimony for 3 years. Me keeping the car payments. And of course, the clean break on debts where we each keep our own. Vanessa sat there the whole time with this smug little smile. She even said at one point, "Derek just needs to accept that this is what's fair." I contributed emotionally to this marriage while he was always working. My lawyer, Miss Rodriguez, absolute legend, just kept taking notes, didn't argue, didn't push back, which seemed to make Vanessa even more confident. Finally, Mr. Fitzgerald slides over their proposed agreement. "We think this is more than generous, considering." Vanessa actually smirked at me. "Do you honestly think you can change my mind about the divorce? This is happening, Derek. Just sign it and we can both move on with our lives." I looked at Miss Rodriguez. She gave me the tiniest nod. "Already did," I said. "What?" Vanessa looked confused. I said I already did. "Change your mind, watch." Miss Rodriguez pulled out our counterproposal. "My client agrees to all your terms. The house, the alimony, maintaining the car payments. He wants Mrs. Patterson to have everything she's asked for." The room went quiet. Vanessa's smirk faltered a bit. Mr. Fitzgerald looked suspicious. "However," Miss Rodriguez continued, "in the interest of fairness, since Mrs. Patterson will be receiving all marital assets, she'll also be accepting all marital debts. This includes the Capital One, Chase Sapphire, American Express, Discover, and Bank of America credit accounts, totaling approximately $62,000. The smirk completely died. Vanessa went pale. What credit cards?" she stammered. Ms. Rodriguez slid over the statements. "All 5 accounts, all in both our names. All legally marital debt." "These credit cards," I said calmly. "The ones you've been hiding from me. The ones you maxed out on yoga retreats and shopping sprees. If you want everything else, you take these too. Only fair, right?" Mr. Fitzgerald was frantically flipping through the statements. Vanessa looked like she was going to throw up. This isn't... I mean, these are my cards," she said. "Actually," Ms. Rodriguez interjected, "they're joint marital debt. Opened during the marriage. Both parties are authorized users. Legally, they belong to both spouses." "But I can't afford." "You'll have the house," I said. "You can sell it. Should cover most of the debt. And hey, you'll have Blake to help, right? I'm sure he won't mind." The mediation went sideways fast. Vanessa started crying. Mr. Fitzgerald called for a recess. When they came back 20 minutes later, suddenly they wanted to revisit the terms. "Maybe we were hasty," Mr. Fitzgerald said, perhaps a more equitable distribution. Nope, I said. I agreed to your original terms, all of them. House, alimony, car payments, and the debt. Take it or leave it. They left it. Mediation ended with no agreement. Now it goes to court. And guess what? In court, judges in our state typically split debt 50-50 regardless. So now instead of getting everything she wanted and sticking me with half the debt I didn't know about, she'll likely get way less. The best part? As we were leaving, she grabbed my arm. Derek, wait. Maybe we should talk about this. Work something out. I didn't mean. Oh, now you want to talk? Thought you'd outgrown me. Thought Blake was your soulmate. Good luck explaining $62K in credit card debt to him. She's texted me 23 times since I got home. I haven't read any of them. My lawyer will handle it from here. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Update 1. Holy crap, guys. The entitlement is off the charts now. Thanks for all the support on my original post. Grabbed a beer and gonna update y'all on this dumpster fire. So remember how Vanessa texted me 23 times after mediation? Well, that was just the warm-up. By day 3, I had 76 texts, 31 missed calls, and she'd even tried WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and, get this, LinkedIn. She sent me a connection request with a message about professional courtesy during personal transitions. I can't make this up. But the real circus started Thursday. I'm at work when our receptionist pages me. Derek, there's a woman here who says she's your wife? Sigh. I go to the lobby and there's Vanessa, dressed in her distressed but still hot outfit, designer jeans, oversized sweater, perfect messy bun. She's holding a Starbucks cup and her eyes are all red like she's been crying. We need to talk, she says. We have lawyers for that, I reply. Please, just 5 minutes? I'll buy you coffee. Against my better judgment, I agree. We go to the Starbucks across the street. The second we sit down, the waterworks start. I didn't know the debt was that bad, she begins. I have a problem, Derek. Shopping addiction. I need help. Now she has a shopping addiction. Now she needs help. Not during the 2 years she was swiping those cards like a DJ at a club. That's something you should discuss with Blake, I say. I'm sure he'll be very understanding. Her face hardens for a second. Blake and I, that's not what you think. I don't think about it at all, Vanessa. She tries a different angle. You know I can't afford that debt. Even with the house, the market's down. I'd maybe get $320K after the mortgage is paid off. That still leaves like $30K in debt. Plus the divorce lawyers. I'll be ruined. You should have thought about that before maxing out 5 credit cards in both our names. Then comes the kicker. She leans forward, puts her hand on mine. What if we didn't divorce? We could work on things. Counseling. I'll get help for the shopping. We could be happy again. I actually laughed. Out loud, in Starbucks. 2 weeks ago you said you'd outgrown me, said I was holding you back from your potential. What happened to that? I was confused, stressed. You were always working and I felt neglected and Blake's trust fund doesn't look so attractive when it comes with $62K in debt attached. She jerked her hand back like I'd slapped her. That's not. I love you, Derek. No, you love my credit score and my steady paycheck and the life I provided while you found yourself on my dime. We're done here. I left her there and went back to work. But oh, she wasn't done. Friday night, I get a call from an unknown number. It's Tori, Vanessa's sister. We always got along okay, so I answered. Derek, what the hell are you doing to my sister? Getting divorced. Her idea, remember? She's a mess. She called me crying about debt and losing the house and you being vindictive. How can you do this to her after 8 years? I explain about the hidden credit cards, the debt, the fact that she wanted the divorce and demanded everything. But you know she can't handle money. You should have been monitoring those cards. The audacity. So it's my fault she secretly ran up $62K in debt while cheating on me, while demanding a divorce? Make that make sense, Tori. She wasn't cheating. Blake is just a friend she went on couples yoga retreats with. Check her Instagram. The pics are still up. Silence. Then, you're being petty. A real man would take care of this. A real man. Your sister said I wasn't man enough for her anymore. Said Blake understood her spiritual needs better. Well, her spiritual needs come with a $62K price tag now. Hope he's enlightened enough to handle that. She hung up on me. But wait, there's more. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. 7. Someone's banging on my door. It's Blake, Mr. Trust Fund Chakra himself, skinny jeans, man bun, probably 105 pounds soaking wet. Bro, we need to talk, he says. Bro? About what, Blake? About you trying to sabotage Nessa's future. Not cool, man, not cool, Nessa. He calls her Nessa. I'm not sabotaging anything. I'm agreeing to her divorce terms, all of them. You know what you're doing, the debt thing? That's manipulative. She told me you were controlling, but this is next level. I should have closed the door, but I was petty. Did she tell you how much debt? He shifts uncomfortably. She said there were some credit cards, $62K, 5 cards, all maxed. You moving in together? Hope you like ramen, bro. His face goes white. 60, she said it was like maybe 10K. Nope, wanna see the statements? I've got copies. He actually backs up a step. I need to go. Tell Nessa I said hi? I call after him as he practically runs to his Tesla. Haven't seen or heard from Blake since. Vanessa, however, ramped up the crazy. Sunday she sent me an email. A 15-page email. Single-spaced. It detailed every supposed wrong I'd ever done. How I worked too much. How I didn't appreciate her creativity. How I stifled her growth. How the debt was actually an investment in her self-actualization that I should be grateful for. Page 12 was my favorite. She calculated how much housework she'd done over 8 years and invoiced me for it. According to her, I owe her $47K for domestic labor. I'm keeping that email forever. My lawyer actually laughed when I forwarded it. Ms. Rodriguez called Monday with an update. Apparently, Mr. Fitzgerald wants to set up another mediation. They're willing to compromise. Let me guess, I said. They want to split the debt, but she still gets the house and alimony? Pretty much. I told them we'll see them in court. The court date is set for next month. In the meantime, I've been hit with 3 more sob story emails. Her mom calling me heartless, her best friend deeming me on Instagram about how I'm ruining a good woman, a freaking petition on Facebook where she's trying to crowdfund her divorce lawyer fees. That's right, she started a GoFundMe. Help a woman escape financial abuse, it says. She's raised $127 so far. Mostly from her yoga friends who probably don't know she drives a 2022 Audi that I'm still paying for. The absolute peak was yesterday. She sent me a Venmo request for $500. The note said, for groceries since you're starving me out. Starving her out. This woman makes $75K a year. She lives in our fully paid off house, inherited from my grandmother BW. Yeah, I forgot to mention that detail. She has 0 living expenses except utilities and her shopping habit. I declined the Venmo request and commented, maybe check the couch cushions? I hear there's usually change there. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Absolutely. My lawyer says their strategy now is to paint me as financially abusive. Good luck with that when the judge sees she hid $62K in debt while demanding everything in the divorce. We'll update after court. This is gonna be good. Update 2, buckle up, Reddit. This update's a wild ride, so the court date was coming up and Vanessa was spiraling hard. The GoFundMe flopped. Final total, $341. Blake ghosted her completely. Her Instagram went from couple yoga poses to inspirational quotes about betrayal real quick. My favorite was, sometimes the universe removes people from your path who aren't meant for your journey. Girl, the universe didn't remove Blake. The $62K in debt did. But then, last Tuesday, she pulled her dirtiest trick yet. I get a call from my boss. Derek, can you come to my office? There's been a complaint. My stomach dropped. In the office, there's my boss, someone from HR, and a police officer. Turns out, Vanessa filed a report saying I'd been financially controlling throughout our marriage and was now hiding assets during the divorce. She claimed I had secret bank accounts and was committing fraud. The officer was professional but clearly annoyed. Sir, we need to ask you some questions about your finances. Thank God I'd been working with Ms. Rodriguez to document everything. I had every bank statement, every transaction, everything squeaky clean and ready. The investigation took about an hour before the officer concluded there was nothing there. Your ex seems confused about the situation, he said diplomatically. My boss was cool about it, but I was done playing defense. Ms. Rodriguez filed an emergency motion for sanctions against Vanessa for making false allegations. She also subpoenaed Vanessa's financial records. All of them. And oh boy, what we found. Remember how she said Blake was just a friend? Well, friends don't usually buy each other $3,000 Cartier bracelets or pay for $8,000 meditation retreats in Tulum. Turns out, Sugar Baby had a sugar daddy, and she'd been funding her lifestyle with both Blake's money and my credit. But here's where it gets wild. We also found out she'd opened another credit card. Just her name this time, thank God. But she'd listed her income as $120,000 on the application. Remember, she makes $75. That's fraud, folks. Straight up fraud. Miss Rodriguez was practically glowing. This changes everything. Court day arrives. I'm in my best suit, freshly shaved, feeling confident. Vanessa shows up looking like she's auditioning for a Lifetime movie about wronged wives. Conservative dress, minimal makeup, hair in a sad little ponytail. Mr. Fitzgerald starts his opening statement about how I'm attempting to burden a vulnerable woman with insurmountable debt as punishment for seeking her freedom. Then Miss Rodriguez drops the bomb. She presents the police report from the false allegation, the credit card fraud evidence, the Cartier bracelet receipt from Blake's credit card statement. His wife's lawyer sent it to us. Oh yeah, didn't mention Blake was married, did I? Receipts showing Vanessa spent $47,000 on the credit cards after filing for divorce. Text messages between her and Blake planning their new life together, dating back 8 months. Thanks, iCloud. Y'all, I've never seen someone's face go from neutral to pissed that fast. Mrs. Patterson, he said, do you have an explanation for these documents? Vanessa started crying. I was emotional. Derek was controlling. I needed to feel free. Free enough to commit credit card fraud? Her lawyer tried to object, but the judge wasn't having it. And these text messages with Mr. He checks his notes. Blake Morrison, dated 3 months before you filed for divorce, where you discuss, and I quote, getting everything you can from that pathetic excuse of a man. How do you explain those? Vanessa just sobbed harder. Mr. Fitzgerald looked like he wanted to disappear. The judge's ruling was swift and brutal. 1. Vanessa gets the debt, all of it, including the fraudulent card. 2. No alimony. 0. Nada. 3. The house? Remember how I said it was inherited from my grandmother? Premarital asset. She gets nothing. 4. She has 30 days to vacate the property. 5. She pays her own legal fees and mine. 6. The Audi? She can keep it if she refinances it in her name only within 30 days. But wait, there's one more beautiful thing. The judge referred her case to the DA's office for the credit card fraud. Vanessa lost it. Started screaming about how I ruined her life, how this wasn't fair, how she gave me the best years of her life. Ma'am, the judge said, you committed fraud. You hid assets. You made false police reports. The only reason you're not in handcuffs right now is because I'm feeling generous. I suggest you leave my courtroom before I change my mind. As we're walking out, she tries one more time. Derek, please. I'll be ruined. I'll lose everything. You already lost everything when you chose Blake and debt over our marriage. I'll be homeless. Maybe Tori will take you in, or check with Blake. Oh wait, his wife probably wouldn't like that. She stood there, mascara running, 1,000-yard stare. For a second I almost felt bad. Almost. Then I remembered the police showing up at my job, the false allegations, the smirk during mediation. Good luck with your spiritual journey, Vanessa. Final update. Last update, because this chapter of my life is officially closed. So Vanessa had 30 days to get out of my house. Did she go quietly? Ha! If you think that, you haven't been paying attention. Week 1. She tried to squat. Just straight up refused to leave. Posted on social media about how I was making her homeless and tagged every women's shelter in the area. I had to serve her with a formal eviction notice. Week 2. She listed a bunch of her stuff for sale on Facebook Marketplace, including my grandmother's china, my tools, and somehow my lawnmower. I had to file a police report and get a restraining order. Week 3. She had a moving sale where she tried to sell fixtures from the house, the ceiling fans, the built-in bookshelves. A neighbor called me like, Derek, your ex is trying to sell your doorknobs? Finally, with 3 days left, she moved out. To where? Tori's basement. And according to mutual friends, that's going great. Tori's husband is thrilled to have his sister-in-law, who called him spiritually vacant at Thanksgiving, living under his roof. But here's the best part. Remember the credit card fraud? The DA's office picked it up. She got charged with a felony. Felony credit card fraud. Her lawyer, not Mr. Fitzgerald, he dropped her, negotiated it down to a misdemeanor with probation and restitution. But guess who works in marketing? And guess what marketing jobs require? Background checks. Vanessa got fired. $75K salary, gone. Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working part-time at a juice bar. The irony. Blake's wife is divorcing him and taking everything. She's selling the Audi because she can't make payments. She started a wellness blog about surviving narcissistic abuse. I'm the narcissist. She's on a payment plan for the $62 in credit card debt that'll take roughly 17 years to pay off. Meanwhile, I'm doing great. House is all mine. Got a promotion at work. Turns out my boss really respected how I handled the false allegations. Started dating a teacher named Grace, who thinks credit cards are for emergencies and actually knows what a budget is. The other day I was cleaning out the garage and found one of Vanessa's vision boards. You know, the ones with magazine cutouts? It had pictures of tropical beaches, luxury cars, yoga retreats, and in the center, a picture of a woman meditating with the words "living my truth" underneath. Well, Vanessa, congratulations. You're finally living your truth. It just turns out your truth is a basement apartment and 17 years of credit card payments. Sometimes the universe really does give people exactly what they deserve. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. Remember, always check your credit report, kids. And if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Edit, for everyone asking. No, I'm not taking her back. And yes, I kept the vision board. It's framed in my garage as a reminder to never ignore red flags again. Edit 2, just got a text from an unknown number. It's Vanessa from her friend's phone asking if I can loan her $50 for groceries because her cards are all maxed and her paycheck from the juice bar doesn't come till Friday. I sent back a link to the food bank, then blocked that number too. The entitlement never ends.